Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're, man, I'm really liking the seat. Get to cross my legs and everything. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Steve. Today we're talking about how to save for a luxury watch, or actually any watch that you want to purchase. I know times are tough right now, and with these tips that I give you, I hope that you can save enough money to buy the watch of your dreams or just your next watch purchase. Now, I've been buying watches for probably about 20 years now. Ever since I was in high school, back in my fossil days of just saving up money to buy a watch. And I've bought a lot more watches as of recently, and I think I've come up with 10 decent tips that can help you on your watch purchasing journey. And if you're new here, please hit that like button down below and the subscribe button. It really does help the channel. I am in love with this chair. I've changed up my office as of recently, and man, look, I just uncrossed and crossed my legs again. You can't see it on screen. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up, but I'm liking this new setup. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, let's get into these top 10 tips. And tip number one, this is the most important one, set a goal. What is your watch that you're purchasing? Even if it's going to take you 10 years down the road, keep it in mind. Write it down, make it happen, as my buddy Dion says. Have that watch in mind. That way no matter how much money that you're saving, just know that the end goal is there. After I save 10 grand, I'm going to buy the Rolex Explorer 2, whatever the watch may be, right? If you don't have that goal in mind, you're going to start making these minor purchases. Oh, I could buy this Seiko, or I could buy this Omega, or I could buy this Tudor, whatever that is. If you don't have that goal set in your mind, you're going to be set astray. So after you get that, say, $1,000 saved up, you might want to make a frivolous purchase here or there. So having that end goal watch in mind will make the journey that much easier because you know what the finish line is going to be. Tip number two is creating that budget. What is your income? What are your expenses? Track your purchases throughout the month or months or years or whatever it's going to be. That way you know if you're properly saving for this purchase. If you're, not eating to save for this watch purchase, maybe your budget is not there. Maybe that watch isn't for you. But if you see your purchases, oh yeah, I spend $10 at Starbucks every single day. I go out to eat lunch, 3 times a week. Maybe those things can be eliminated, and that way you can put that towards your watch fund and help you save a little bit faster. Tip number 3 is minimizing those watch purchases. I know for me, this one's a very difficult step because if a watch is under $250, I want to buy it, and I want to buy it immediately. So minimizing those purchases is just going to help you in the long run, especially if you buy any watch that's under $250, under $100 even. Before you know it, your whole collection is going to be 30 watches of Casio G-Shocks or even Timex watches, something that you don't think about, right? $100, okay, some people might think that's a lot of money. Some people might say, yeah, whatever. $100 watch is a $100 watch. And they just purchase it no matter what. And so eliminating those purchases is just going to help you that much more and saving for that next watch that you actually are lusting after. Tip number 4, and this is a big one, it's helped me save a lot, it's automate your savings. Every single time I get paid, I take $50 and I put it in a separate checking account. I don't even look at that checking account until I'm ready to make a watch purchase. It just comes out of my paycheck. I don't even think about it. I don't even know the money's gone because it automatically withdraws and it goes into that separate account. This has helped me save up a lot of money. And over the course of a year, 2 years, you can save a very big chunk of money without even thinking about it. So tip number 4, automate your savings. Tip number 5 is reducing your monthly expenses. Do you have subscription services that you don't use on a monthly basis? Maybe it's a Spotify or a Hulu or a Netflix that you can eliminate and take those funds and save up. If you can, then that's going to add up. Each one of those subscription services is $5, $10. And if you have a handful of them, that could be $50 a month or $100 a month, depending on the services. Finding a way, if you don't use any of those things, try to eliminate them or consolidate them or find alternatives. Maybe instead of cable, you go to streaming or whatever the case may be. Look at your monthly expenses, see if there's a way to find alternatives or eliminate. That way you can take those funds and put them towards the watch fund. Tip number 6, and this might be a little bit self-explanatory, but increase your income. Whether that's working overtime or picking up a side job or even consolidating your watch collection as is, if you can find a way to make more money, then that's just going to be better off in the long run because you're going to have more money to save. Now, I know it's hard for me because if I make more money, I spend more money. Hopefully, you guys are smarter than me and you take that extra income and you put it towards your watch fund. That way you get the watch that you want on your wrist that much faster. But it's a struggle for me. It's probably going to be a struggle for you. You have to be disciplined. Tip number 7 is taking advantage of cashback rewards or similar rewards programs. Do you have, Amazon rewards points saved up or cashback rewards points from your credit card? Take those funds, put them into your watch fund, and don't even think about, spending it on Starbucks gift cards or anything like that. I feel like I'm bashing Starbucks this entire time. I'm sorry. I mean, Starbucks, if you guys like it, I apologize, but it's just coffee. Just make it at home. But take those cashback rewards, put them in that savings account. Now, different credit cards are set up a few different ways. So if you want to shop around for the right credit card that gets you the most cash back, you can definitely do that. I know my credit card changes every single month on what you get 5% cash back on, blah, blah, blah. But if you can do that, I would highly suggest doing that. I know I did have this one credit card way back in the day where it gave me 5% cash back on all of my purchases, plus bonus cash back if I reached a certain limit. So what I did was, it's pretty smart. I bought tires because I needed tires on that credit card, paid it off immediately, had those cash back, and then at the end of the year, they matched my cash back. So, I mean, it was a win-win, win-win-win. $600 later, I was very pleased. I bought a couple of bicycles, actually. Life lesson for you. Make sure that you look at cashback rewards programs. Tip number 8, and this is going to be very, 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 very difficult. Practice delayed satisfaction. I know it's very hard. Like I said before, if I see a watch that is under that $250 mark, I'm going to buy it. So this is very hard for me. If I want a watch, I write it down and I say, this is the watch I want to purchase. I put it on the wallpaper of my desktop computer. I always have it on my phone because if I look at it, I'm like, that's what I'm saving for. I'm not going to spend this money on a Casio, on a G-Shock, on a Tissot, or whatever the case may be. I'm not going to spend this money on a more affordable watch that I also want if I'm saving for this bigger purchase that's off in the distance. So practice some delayed gratification. I know it's going to be hard, but you have to do it, especially if you're saving up for a big watch purchase. Tip number 9, and this one seems like it's a no-brainer, but sometimes it just doesn't click in my head. Shop smart, right? If you want, for an example, I have the Omega Seamaster. I bought it 2 months old off of eBay. And I got it, instead of for $5,600, I got it for $3,900 plus 10% off because eBay was running a 10% off sale. So I got it for $3,600. $2,000 off a brand new, in my mind, a brand new watch from an authorized dealer. Got authenticated. I have all the box and papers. It's like I purchased it from Omega, but just $2,000 off. Now, if you want to purchase it from an AD, I understand that fully. But make sure that you explore these options. Can you find something gently used? Like this Tudor. It's gently used. Perfect watch. Authenticated everything. I have the box papers, everything. It just seems like a no-brainer, obviously. Also, check out stores like Macy's. I'm going to say this again. Macy's is a dealer for Tissot, Longines, Rado, and so many other brands that you wouldn't even think about. And they run friends and family discounts. So if you know someone that works at Macy's, they get 20% off, plus the friends and family at 25% off, or whatever sale they're running. You can get watches at, retail watches at 45% off, 40% off, whatever the case may be, just because it's at Macy's. I wouldn't have thought about getting a Rado watch at Macy's, but it's there. right? The only other place I know where you can get a Rado watch is teddybaldessar.com, right? I mean, really, that's the only place I can think of aside from Macy's. And Macy's runs these sales continuously throughout the year. So look at eBay, make sure that you have a good discount code for them. Google discount codes for whatever store you're shopping at, and shop smart. Make sure that you have this money saved up. And when you have the money saved up, look for these deals, because that way it's just going to make your dollar go that much further after you save up for it. And the final tip, stay motivated. Visualize yourself wearing the watch that you want to wear on your wrist. Look down at it. Enjoy it. It's going to happen. You're going to save that money as long as you follow my previous tips. And eventually, you're going to be able to buy that watch. And when you do, you're going to have the biggest smile on my face, because I'm looking down at this Tudor. I have the biggest smile on my face every time I look down at it. Anytime I look at my Seamaster, I have just this big smile on my face, because I know that I know what I went through to save up for that watch. I know how much that watch means to me. And I know that I'm just going to wear, every time I wear it, I'm just thinking about, man, I remember celebrating this. I remember how much I had to save for that. I remember getting rid of my entire collection to save up for this, and it's well worth it in the long run. So that's tip number 10, stay motivated. So those are my tips on how to save for your next watch purchase. Did you guys agree with my top 10 list? Do you have more tips to add? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you found this video useful, please hit that like button and that subscribe button as well. It really does help me out. And don't forget to watch my Omega Seamaster review and my Tudor unboxing videos. Those are the 2 watches I saved up for that I use these tips on. So go ahead and watch one of those 2. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.